Hello and welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another week of the Weeb Weekly Podcast. We got a bit of a weird one coming out today. We are having our first ever guest today. You guys know him. You guys love him. We're going to hear from him about 40 minutes. We got Zephy coming over from TikTok, biggest comic book content creator out there. We got Jose calling in from a family function. Jose,
yes, sir.
What's going on?
I'm good. I'm happy to bring some spontaneity into the squad. I'll be trying to do my best to keep up with both things at a time.
Yes, it's called multitasking, ladies and gentlemen. And we got Mizu calling in. How you doing, my guy?
I'm doing fantastic. What's up, everyone?
All right. So, little light week, which is why we have a guest this week. Not a whole lot going on in terms of content. And so we are going to be talking Bad Batch. We're going to be talking MHA. And then the biggest theme of today's episode is going to be we're all playing the devil's advocate, ladies and gentlemen. We've all found fictional antagonists that we agree with, people who we were behind, people who we were backing, kind of wanted to win, but unfortunately those pesky protagonists had to take the dub. But before we get there, gentlemen, I know we're 5 days late here, but May the 4th be with you. Bad Batch, how did we feel? I really enjoyed it. I actually, a little bit of an admission here, haven't finished the Clone Wars animated series. So was I a little lost at times? Yes, absolutely. But still really enjoyed it. I'm sure you both have finished it. I know, Jose, for sure you have. What'd you think?
I think honestly, this was probably the best introduction to a Star Wars show we've seen. I know we only have two, but if you think about it, Mandalorian is coming off of the heels of the original trilogy, right?
Yep.
So I think this Bad Batch episode served like multiple purposes, right? Bring people into the lore in case they didn't see the 5-episode story arc describing the Bad Batch. They gave you a pretty solid description of who they are, why they are different to the rest of the clones, and why their squad is so elite, while also showing you like what is the world looking like after Order 66 is executed, how the stormtroopers react, how the change went from like clone troopers to stormtroopers, all that fun stuff. We finally see it on like a global scale, not just like like seeing some Jedis die. Like there's actually some context. And I know we'll get into it a little bit later, but we got some massive cameos and in what appears to be a very, very star-packed series. So I'm super excited to see what you guys thought of the episode.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you there. We did get some important cameos. Caleb was interesting. The biggest case of the voice doesn't match the body I've ever seen. He was tiny little child with a deep voice. Mizu, what'd you think?
I didn't mind the character. I just want to know what role does he will play in the future for the series, because they're still chasing him and now he's kind of like a little rogue Padawan.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering what they're gonna do with that.
And what were your big term thoughts on the episode?
Honestly, I love the fact that we're getting it from a perspective of the clone troopers. Because the last time I seen something done like that was what was it, Battlefront 2, and back in like PlayStation, Xbox. Xbox. And I like the narration because we played as clones and we heard from the clone perspective. So I thought it was interesting that we're getting the show centered around these clone troopers. And not only just that, but they're clone troopers whose chip didn't go off during Order 66. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, it was because I remember, first off, Battlefield 2 and Battlefield 1, some of the greatest shooters ever created. I feel like that was the golden eye of our generation. You know, like there was no more. I think Battlefield 2 is when they originally introduced the Jedi that you could unlock, and you were unstoppable. Oh my God, you were a killing machine. God, that game was so much fun. But yeah, no, I think it is a really interesting perspective, because, and what we are saying that their chips didn't go off, some of them actually did. You know, I believe Crosshair was his name. Crosshair's chip is like it's a very interesting look into like following orders, you know, like, because he's like, we have to be good soldiers. Like, we understand that the clones have been programmed to kill all of the Jedi, but we don't necessarily know. We never knew what the driving force was, what the motivation in Order 66 was. And now we know it's just that they've been programmed to be the perfect soldier. And the perfect soldier, like how we talked about with US Agent, is someone who pays attention and listens to orders at any given moment, regardless of what those orders are. So yeah, I thought that was a really cool look behind the curtain into Order 66. And I actually think it was actually kind of cool getting to see a couple of Jedi that we didn't know. You know, the Jedi that dies, the commander that dies in the very beginning, that's not somebody that we knew. But yeah, no, I thought it was really cool that they've all been genetically modified to be superior soldiers. And I thought that was cool. But like, why aren't they doing more of that, Jose? I'm sure you know.
So the thing with the Bad Batch is they were not chemically, but they were like genetically engineered to be super clones, basically with special abilities. That's what the Bad Batch is. And we saw them in a 5-episode arc in Clone Wars season 5, I think it was, or season. I don't know if it was season 5, but they're season 7. So basically the big thing about why weren't there more, these were experimental clones, as the people from Camino mentioned. Like, these were experimental clones. They didn't know what the effects were going to be in terms of having them genetically engineered. And as Echo mentioned, some of them like just didn't have the chip go off because they had like brain damage from like the battle or anything like that. So I really like how they introduced each of the characters with their each specific ability and made them shine. I'm super excited that there's only like 5 or 6, including Omega, which is the little girl that we saw on the girl or boy. I think it's a girl.
I believe.
Yeah, I think it's a girl. But like, I'm happy that they're expanding the possibility of there being more.
Yeah.
Because as we saw, Grand Moff Tarkin made an appearance. I'm trying to like avoid the spoilers for my cousins because they haven't seen the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, Grand Moff Tarkin is trying to basically assemble the Death Squad, and we saw Crosshair become a Death Trooper. So that's like that was the biggest thing. Like, how is this elite squadron of soldiers going to impact the rest of the Star Wars world, and how does their inevitable demise come? Because like, I don't think it's Crosshair in Rogue One. Well, Rogue One, is it Rogue? No. Yeah, would it be Rogue One?
I believe it is Rogue One that you're talking about with the Death Troopers.
Yeah. I know. But like, I'm trying to think, like, would he live long enough to become a Death Trooper, like one of those Death Troopers?
Rogue One. Oh, I don't know. I don't know the lifespan of your average clone.
Yeah, but like they're pretty old. At least from I think it's they stop. It's not like Omni-Man, like they age slower once they hit a certain age. But I'm super excited to see what the clones mean in the grander scale of Star Wars.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was really interesting that it really came down to brass tacks. So I wrote down, I was like, the Kaminoans aren't programmed. So are they just bad people? Like, it was like Order 66 didn't manipulate their brains. You know, like Order 66 was just it was a financial incentive for them. Like, they're just arguably bad people. And so it was interesting to see with the way that the Empire is being formed, or we're seeing it in its nascency, and we're seeing that they're trying to cut costs. They built like 3 Death Stars, and you're trying to cut costs. And they do the training exercise, which was sick. And we'll get into it in a second, because I have a couple questions here, actually. But they're showing like, and this has been known for a long time, that the clones are far superior to the stormtroopers. Far superior. But like, so are they wearing Beskar? Is the Bad Batch, are they wearing Beskar?
I don't. Do you want to cover? Yeah, you can cover this, Misu.
I was gonna say 2 things. One, I don't think they're not wearing Beskar, because if they did, when the big one got shot, it wouldn't have really affected him. I guess. To a point where, so it would have bounced off of him if he was wearing Beskar. Secondly, with the whole cost thing, I find that funny because for those who don't know, there are comic books for Star Wars that kind of continue within the story, and they actually said that it was the Emperor who kept pushing for the Death Star to be created. Yeah, Grand Moff Tarkin, Vader, and some other higher ups in his inner circle all told him no. Yeah, and they're just like, this is gonna be a waste of money trying to build this giant, killing machine. Sure, it may seem cool, but it's gonna cost us resources, and who knows what flaws they are. And it's so funny that there's so many like higher ups in his corner that kept telling him that the Death Star is just a bad idea. But
they tried it 3 times. They just wouldn't stop.
Nope. And then the part I also love is that when Grandma Tarkin talked about how they're trying to cut costs, it also explains why that's no wonder the stormtroopers are so crap at shooting and doing their job, because they got regular people and that's super soldiers.
They literally just pull people off the street. Like, you have the greatest warrior of all time. You have like 20,000 clones of him. Like, they're like, oh, we need to cut costs. But like, you're seeing a team of 5 of them who have been genetically modified, albeit they're not the regs, but like took on like with blaster rifles, took on like seriously deadly training dummies. And like, my question is, why I asked if it was Beskar was because like, we see clone troopers and we see stormtroopers get hit in the leg, and they're just out. They're out. Big guy tanked 2 shots, and I was like, is the armor starting to do things? Are we actually seeing the armor be armor now? Like, what's going on here, Jose?
So I think when you're referring to Wrecker, right?
Wrecker gets shot
hits
twice.
Yeah, I think that might be like a byproduct of just better armor in general. I don't think it's. I think it's pretty safe to say that they're using this show as an explanation for why the stormtroopers themselves are so shitty. Yeah. So we saw like it's basically bad quality control for the clones. On the Empire's end. But I think the big thing is that like obviously these clones are meant to withstand a lot more than the regs are, and we've seen genetically modified individuals in the Star Wars universe be able to tank some shit that like would destroy any other regular human or foot soldier. Yeah. And like I remember watching something in the sequel trilogy. I think Finn got hit with a blow, or I think I saw in one of the battles like Han Solo shot like one stormtrooper that like tried to like feint that he was like gonna get up again. So I was like, how like. When do you toe the line between like being cannon fodder and being like Goro from Mortal Kombat?
Exactly.
So yeah, durability and accuracy have been explained canonically. Finally, thank you, Disney. And I'm super excited because like they can literally do whatever they want with the show. Oh yeah. And as I mentioned, like big picture and like my TikTok, my 3 biggest like not takeaways, but my 3 biggest like wishes or my wish list for the show is I want to see Rex and Cody have like an altercation or come to an understanding based on Order 66, Rex and Cody.
Well, does Rex is he defective from Order 66 as well? Because like I said, I haven't finished Clone Wars. Like, does Rex not listen to it?
It's complicated because he protects Ahsoka. Like he basically he's like Mizu can come in and explain this, but like I think exploring the Cody and Rex dynamic would be worthwhile.
Okay, Mizu, so is he defective from Order 66 or?
So pretty much out of the main cast of clones that we get attached to, such as Rex, Cody, Fives, and all of them, I believe Cody is the only one who follows through with Order 66 because he didn't get his chip removed. Yeah. While the rest of them, I think at some point removed their chip because we see them in the show Star Wars Rebels. Yeah. And Star Wars Rebels is based right after Episode 4. So, and we see them, and we see the 3 of them, Rex, not Fives, who is like there's 2 others. And those 3 are together in their own little unit trying to, help people out as they travel in this one of their old tanks that they used back in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, so, the floating ones, the floating like beige ones. Yeah.
No, those like the walking one. I forgot what it's
called. Oh, those ones are sick. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Also Battlefield. It's all Battlefield to me. See, that's great. And it is cool that like you said, we are finally getting accuracy and durability, like canonically explained why the clone troopers are better. My thing is, and since we are talking like Bad Batch and we're talking the genetic variants, so Omega is her genetic variant just girl? Like was it just they switched an X and a Y?
I'm not gonna lie, I've never until the show, I've never heard of Omega, so I'm assuming it's a created character for the show.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We just got to see what she can do. I mean, already from the start, she said she never shot a blaster before,
but she was
able to
deadly
shoot
accurate.
at.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. So we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, Omega. I think Omega is a new character for the show. And sorry, my connection went out for a second there, but
good.
I think Omega is a new character for the series, at least in my understanding. And it's really exciting to see, like, are they going to raise her like a typical clone trooper or stormtrooper? Are they going to like just take advantage of her sharpshooting skills and try to replace Crosshairs with her? I think they could take it in a lot of other ways. I want to see Ahsoka. That's the other thing from my wish list. That at some point I want to see Ahsoka come in, like do something. Maybe stop the one of the clones from making a bad decision.
That'd be sick.
And then I want to see the physical transformation, bro. Like I want to see them put the stormtrooper helmets on like the children or whoever they take. Yeah, like the physical transformation between clones and like you're part of the army now. Like they give you the stormtrooper helmet. Like I want to see that because if you think about it, like in episode 4, 5, and 6. They tried to redeem it a little bit with the sequels with like the TR-8R with like them being like highly skilled in combat. Like they're basically cannon fodder and they're like dumb. They basically just serve as like the foot soldier.
They just
like not a good
Russians
one.
on the East Front. There's just throw the bodies.
But the sequel set the precedent that these people are like highly trained and they follow orders. So like I want to see the physical transformation of them being like, no, you're no longer part of Alderaan. You're like a stormtrooper now.
Yeah.
So like it makes it. I want to see that. I'm excited for that.
So you said that we have range to go anywhere with these characters. That's because we don't see these. This is the only time we've seen these characters, right? So canonically, they're probably ended the show, right?
They could pull a Rogue One and just kill him off. I think since there's a time gap, because like if you think about it, like while we were watching the Bad Batch, General Kenobi is killing Grievous. They say that like Utapau has been seized. So like during Bad Batch episode 1 is the events of Revenge of the Sith are happening. So they literally have 30 years of lore that they can explore before Darth Vader finds Princess Leia.
Okay.
So
out there somewhere during this episode, Obi-Wan Kenobi is going, "Hello there."
Yeah, out there, Obi-Wan Kenobi is out there with Luke Skywalker, which is another big thing that we could talk about. But
how I wish. But
I want him in Kenobi. I don't want Luke Skywalker animated. I want him in Kenobi. That's what I want.
Do you want Hayden Christensen coming back? Is the real question.
Oh, a billion percent. I'm a huge Hayden Christensen advocate, and I'd love to see what you guys like think about the character, because Hayden has done that character justice for years, and I am of the belief that like it was basically a passion project for George Lucas, but he kind of messed up with the script. Like it's well known. It's well known. And even like Gary Kurtz, who produced the first Star Wars, he said that like, look, as Star Wars started gaining popularity, Lucas changed the way that he wrote the movies, and that's a fact. Like that's a documented fact. So I want to see how Filoni, who's been like basically trained under the wing of George Lucas, takes the mantle and basically reforms the lore of these characters with good writing, good storytelling, and good animation.
Yeah, no, it would be sick. I mean, it's kind of funny that this flip on the sequels has happened over the years. You know, it was like everyone shat on Hayden Christensen, and then everyone went back and they realized that the movies are awesome and that they're a lot of fun and have some of the best lightsaber fights of all time. And that Hayden Christensen actually delivers a good acting job with just the most horrendously written script of all time in 3. Like, if you are not with me, then you are my enemy. no shit. Like we're like, no shit, George. What are we talking about here? There's some lines in there that are so poorly written that they're iconic. So I also would adore to see Hayden Christensen back and reprise that role. What about you, Mizu?
I definitely agree. I felt like he is actually a very good actor. He just was giving a poor script, a poor very weird lines that just didn't make sense. Especially if he was given the lines that were given to Anakin in the Clone Wars actual TV show, because I think that's one of the saving graces for the Clone Wars to me is the Clone Wars TV show.
It's really
because
good.
It showed more of Anakin and him being not really a weirdo per se in the movies a little bit.
Yeah, not just like this oddball who just yells or like it's just like on two sides of the spectrum. Very, very weird.
Definitely.
My last thought on Bad Batch is that Crosshair is a bitch, but I know he's going to redeem himself at some point in some point throughout the series. Crosshair is going to it's going to be like they're backed into a corner and then Crosshair hits a shot from half a mile away and they clear out. Am I good? Yes? No?
That makes sense, at least for I think so. I don't think or they could make it a sort of like General Kenobi Darth Maul situation where like he becomes like the mortal enemy of the squad, being like the Death Trooper.
Like
so
he's always hunting them.
Yeah, like he's like the hunter trying to like get back at his friends. Because like yeah.
What if he became there? What if he became the leader of the Death Troopers?
Death Troopers,
he hunts them down.
That'd be pretty dope. That would be pretty dope. That would be
God.
cool. All right, cool. Do you guys have any final thoughts on Bad Batch?
I'm good with Bad Batch.
Cool. All right, then you and me, Mizu, we got to talk another episode of MHA. And all right, before we get into it, I want to do a quick little preface here. Have we always reviewed the entire season at the beginning of every episode, or is that new to this season? Because it's every time it happens, I'm like, are we pressed on manga chapters here? What's happening? Why are we burning a minute and a half before like we even do the intro? What are we doing here?
I honestly don't know what the anime is doing, but it all depends on how many episodes they're going to be putting in this season.
Yeah.
Because I believe last season, was it like 20, 25, something like that? Roughly around 30 episodes for season 3 of My Hero. So honestly, it all depends on how much. Because if they're cutting them out like this, I'm hoping that they're just doing that because they have more episodes to put out. I hope they're not trying to drag it out for other reasons, or maybe there's something that's going. Yeah, or maybe there's something going on in the background that we might not know. COVID, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're just like trying. I was thinking because I was like, if you save a minute and a half on each episode, I was like, that's a whole episode you can cut off. Like at the end of a 24 episode season, I was like, you cut a minute off each episode. That's 24 minutes. You don't have to animate. But getting into the actual episode itself, that 1A team it's almost kind of unfair for the tail guy that the rest of his team is so good. It's like it was Todoroki, arms guy. I'm so bad with these names. Todoroki, arms guy, and then who's the last one on that team besides Tail Man?
It was dang. So yeah, we had Shoto, we had Ojuro,
wow,
the guy. That's the tails dude. I don't remember the arms guy.
I don't remember who the fourth person is. Anyways, regardless, tail guy is put in a very unfortunate. Ida, yes, Ida, who got third in the school tournament. So you have the guy who won and the guy who got third, and then probably the best support that 1A has, and then a dude whose quirk is having a tail, which is worse than your quirk being you are a frog. That is so that was terrible. But outside of those very, very surface level thoughts, what do you think of the episode?
All I know is that besides his strength, you can't depend on Tetsu. My man is just doing his own thing. I'm like, what are you doing? There's a plan to these kinds of things. Yeah. You're just out here smashing stuff, giving away our position.
Yep. But it kind of worked. But it did work.
because they already knew. Because I like how Shonen already knew that okay, this is gonna be a hands-on, straightforward
Gotta make
fight.
it. Gotta make it a
no
street
strategy.
Fight. Yeah.
Yeah. No strategy. No planning. We're just gonna have to fight these guys like straight up.
My thing with Tetsu is that his quirk is steel, but he has the chemical sign for iron on his mask, and it makes me angry because, like, all right, so for those of you who don't know, I'm a scientist. But so iron is off. Steel obviously makes iron. It's what happens when you add iron in carbon. But like, I don't know if there's carbon on the other side, but the fact that it's the chemical sign for iron makes me a little upset. But yeah, no, you're right. Like but he is one of the characters from 1B that we actually know, you know? And we got introduced to some characters that we didn't really know that I thought were actually really, really cool. Like the Sofin dude, who for some reason was speaking in English.
The reason he did that is because the girl with the horns is an actual foreign exchange student from America.
Oh, okay.
Because you notice that if you listen to her talk, her Japanese is awful. Like you can
I don't think I noticed that.
Yes, you listen to her Japanese because she's American. She speaks English, and her Japanese just sounds pretty bad. And they did that on purpose.
So you think they got an American
dude?
Yeah, do you think they got an American VA to like read Japanese phonetically to do that, or?
I don't know, but I thought it was very interesting how they did give her broken Japanese on purpose to show that she's an American.
I love that.
And I love how the Sofin dude was just like, speaking in English for her kind of in a way.
Okay, so that's why that happened. Okay, that's awesome. But like, so he was a really cool character. And I wrote down when I first like heard of his quirk, I was like, that's kind of useless. And then I saw how he used it, and I was like, oh, essentially he's actually a lot like Mirio. Because like
so we saw him actually in the first in the sports festival in the beginning when they're doing that whole 3-team trying to get the bands, and he used it because he slowed down a bunch of groups by moving his foot kind of like Shoto and made the whole part of the stadium, not the whole stadium, but the part of the ground where they were running soft. And they were all stuck.
Yeah. And like that is like, if you can make anything essentially quicksand, like you're gonna be very, very powerful. And then if you could harden it subsequently, like once you stop using it, then that's like quicksand and then concrete. Like that is like, when it comes down to it, incredibly useful. So like that was cool. It was cool actually like getting to see it. Like I said, it's my favorite part of this entire arc is that we're getting to see side characters and we're getting to flesh out how their power scaling up. Another thing outside of the actual fight itself, though, is that we got a little touch in with Endeavor, and they brought up his lost son again. They mentioned Toya again and how he was this close to learning Prominence Burn, but he had his mother's constitution. It has to be Dabi, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, definitely. Like it's like I said, if for those who only watch the anime, if they pull a 180 and say that Dabi is not Toya, then that's just garbage,
right? Like it's gotta be him. Like, and if that's the truth, like, are we gonna see a Prominence Burn out of him? Is it gonna close out with this huge Dabi Endeavor fight? And also, like, Endeavor, I get that you're a bad dad, but like, if your son is in the League of Villains, take care of that. Take care of that. Like, I think it is really cute that they are doing the 180 on him as a father, and like him being like finishing like a mission, like stopping the car dude was his quirk just car?
I do not know. I think his whole quirk is kind of like what's his name? I totally forgot, but I think he just moves very fast with wheels, or he can turn his hands into wheels. I don't know. He seems one note, so I really don't pay attention to that.
Do your wheels get bigger as you grow? Like, do you start with big wheels?
I'm not gonna lie. At first, the way they set that up, I thought that he was a hero trying to do a job, and then the dude in the car was the bad guy, but it was the reverse.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it was so dumb. But yeah, no, I think it is cool that they're giving Endeavor that it's that 180. He's like, I finally was able to friend Shoto. It's very 21st century father trying to reconnect with their son. I love it. Outside of that, I made a video that actually did very well on TikTok the other day about the gyrate guy, because I feel like they put a little too much emphasis on he can gyrate any part of his body. And I was like, I need you to chill. My girlfriend watches this show. I don't need her. I don't need to measure up to this man. Please and thank you. Like they put too much emphasis on any part of his body.
I think so. I used to have a series back then where I basically kind of talked about their quirks and what can they improve on and what can make them better and what they can do.
Yeah.
And for the gyrate dude, I said that he should put drills on his hands.
Or just like anything
drill,
sharp.
Or just anything sharp.
Yeah.
He can literally, that would be pretty cool. But one thing that they kind of didn't talk about, I think they might talk about it in maybe the next episode, but the dude with the gyrate dude, the gyrate dude also knows like martial arts in a way. He's also good at hand-to-hand combat. And he's gonna give Ojiro the tail boy a run for his money.
He was on his back feet. He was moving backwards the whole time. And that's Ojiro's whole thing is martial arts, like hand-to-hand combat. Like they were like, we need to get him up close because he's a martial artist. You know, like the dude's always wearing not a kimono, but like a karate like thing, you know.
He's wearing a gi.
A gi, yeah, something like that. We got Zeph waiting in the waiting room here. Actually, you know what? This might work perfectly. We might, you know what? How about we bring him in? We talk to him, and then we'll I don't know. We can probably do. Actually, you want to do Mongol with Mizu, and then since Jose is chilling out there, we can do catching up next week.
Yeah, we can do that. I can do catching up real quick. I watched the first episode and a half of My Hero Academia, and I'm super excited. Yeah, I like the explanation of how the quirks came into existence. It's not like a meteor came into Earth. At least from what they explained it, I know that there's probably going to be some plot twists along the way. But basically, they just like sprouted out of nowhere, and like after 30 or some years, like the entire society is a superhero society. I'm like, can I sign up now, please? Can I get my quirk now?
We'll get an expert. So me and Mizu are at the part where we're starting to close in on what happened and how it happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So one of the big things that I was like not confusing but like interesting to me is that like I was watching it subbed. Which also it's also my first anime starting from sub like at the jump.
Okay.
But like it was weird because like for example in the first episode they referred to Deku as Deku, but like the name is different. It starts with an I. So I was like, what the fuck? Like does he have a different like? Yeah. So does he have like two names? And I'm like, obviously they're gonna explain it. I know, but like I was like, the fuck. So that was pretty fun. Yeah, that's where I am right now. I'm doing MHA. I'm reading Kaiju number 8. Big recommendation.
Yep. For
Mizu. Slow clap for Mizu. It is fire. It is bomb. I haven't finished it, so I won't give my full opinions on that yet.
Okay.
And then my plans after that is to go and start the beautiful long journey that is One Piece.
Whoa,
beautiful journey that is One Piece.
Oh my God, no!
I'm okay.
Yes,
okay. Either watch Bleach from start to finish because I've watched arcs, but I remember like these animes like I fell in love with them when I was young, but like I didn't have the means to watch it all like at the same because I would miss an episode and I'd feel like crap for like not watching it, so I wouldn't watch it for years. So it's like either rewatching Bleach from the start or starting One Piece. So you guys choose. I'll leave it to you guys.
Listen, it's probably more important that you watch One Piece, but trust me, you're in for a ride, buddy. All right, that means you finished JJK though, right? Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't find the 2 episodes. But I will.
This guy.
Like, I've been doing a lot of stuff on the side.
Yeah,
of
course.
But for the last 2 episodes, I will watch them before next week because I know that they're in the other websites. I know they're in the other website, so I will finish it. I'll give my opinions on the final battle below the bridge. So that's gonna be fun. And then I'll give you my opinions on Kaiju number 8 as I finish like the first issue.
Incredible. All right, so I guess we're wrapped on MHA. Excited for next week. Want to see the battle. I see no way that 1A doesn't take it. It's a very powerful team, but I mean, come on. We're going to have Ida and Todoroki lose here. It's just not going to happen. My last note on it was, I don't get what pulling the mufflers out of your calves does for you necessarily. Apparently that helps. It seems like he upgraded he got rid of his stock exhaust and he put an aftermarket exhaust on there, like a 1999 Honda Civic. So I guess Ida's gonna be the person doing donuts in a Walmart, keeping you up. But yeah, I mean, you have any last thoughts on it, Jose? Or not Jose, Mizu?
I definitely agree with that. Because like apparently, like you said, it's from his grandfather. It's a passed down thing that all the Idas do. And I guess basically what he's saying is that when they break off his exhaust and they grow back, apparently they grow back like stronger and like faster.
Like a pump.
So that's what he did.
Yeah.
And I guess he's just a lot faster. Overall, I can't wait to see what else they're gonna do. I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna sound messed up, but I'm kind of looking forward to Ojiro the Tailboy getting his ass whooped.
Oh, he's gonna get his ass kicked, probably, yeah.
He is going to get a rude awakening from that Gyrate kid.
Because like obviously he's trained his quirk to make his tail stronger and all that, but like, I mean, come on, like you gotta have something more multifaceted if you're really gonna come to a battle fighting people with real quirks. Like you're gonna get your ass kicked if you go against someone. And that Gyrate isn't even like a crazy quirk. Like you said, he could be wearing claws. It could be way worse for him. Way worse. That tail could have been gone by now. All right. So, do you want to do your manga recommendation?
Yes. So the manga I have for this week is called Magic and Muscles. What is it about? Well, I'll tell you. So here's a question for y'all. Are you guys fans of Harry Potter? Are y'all ever got into Harry Potter?
I watched that is a hell yes. Hell yes.
I watched the movies and never the books bored me.
So so think of Harry Potter, but replace Harry Potter with a guy who has no magic ability, kind of like Asta.
Okay.
And solely based off of him working out, that his whole power is him working out, being stronger.
So we got gym motivation here. Okay.
Pretty much. So the main character's name is Mash, and he lives in a world kind of like in Black Clover where magic reigns supreme. Everything is magic. Magic is everything. So to the point where, unlike in Black Clover, to the point where if you are not magical, in this government, they take care of you or kill you off.
Okay. So we have like almost the fascist kind of like government that's like taking you out based off like your abilities or your looks.
Pretty much.
Kind of. Yeah, okay.
And they try to credit themselves, especially I think the kingdom that he is in, that they credit themselves for their great magic, and they want to keep their magic strong by taking out all the people who don't have magic.
Yeah.
We find out that this random old man took in Mash, this powerless boy, and what he did was basically forced him to work out every single day. He gave him a routine, and he just worked out his entire life.
Personal trainer.
And to the point where that's all he knew. So all his life, he just learned how to work out. And my man is jacked for
like JoJo, like JoJo Stan, like JoJo, like Joe Star kind of thing.
I wouldn't say he looks super jacked, but like he is like, but his strength wise, it's insane.
Okay. Yeah.
Is it Saitama level? Is it Saitama level where like he's just like better than everybody else?
Oh, so yeah, I will say it's like he is better than everybody else. Like the fact that he has no magic and he's using his muscles as a substitute for a lack of magic.
This is your call. Go to the gym. Everybody. Yeah. Yeah. This is your recommendation. Get in the gym. You can overcome anything with big enough pecs.
For real. And so at one point, his father tells him not to go to the market and all that kind of stuff. Don't get involved in that kind of stuff. And the part that's also funny is that Mash has a kind of stoic personality. He has one expression on his face, but he says a lot of funny stuff. Yeah. And one day he goes to the market, and of course he gets caught up. And one of the magic police find out about him, and they find out that he has no magic. But the police officer who catches him in a way has, I guess, a bad life. And he's just like, you know what? I'll tell you what. If you can get your kid into this prestigious magic school, which is basically Hogwarts in a way. Yeah. And because if he becomes this, I forgot what it's called. It's like a type of citizen. Basically, if he gets this type of reward, he can be exhumed from any punishment. He's basically treated
diplomatic immunity.
Basically like diplomatic immunity.
Yeah.
And he can basically do whatever he wants. And he is going to use that use that privilege to basically let people leave him alone for not having magic. Nice. However, the police officer wants the money that he gets from it. So he's just like, okay, I'll tell you what. If you go into that prestigious school, you get to the top and you get that reward, like you get that prestigiousness, I want the reward money that you get with it. If you do that, then I won't snitch on you. And of course, the
seems
like,
kind of sus to me.
Yeah,
seems kind of sus to me.
Seems such sus, yeah.
So it's just like, okay, like the father's just like, no, I'm not good with that. And the son's just like, no, Mash is like, yeah, I know, I'll do that. Father, we need this. So to protect ourselves, I don't want people chasing after me. So I'll join this Hogwarts-like school. So he does. And the part that's funny is that all the tests that he does, he uses his muscles to get through it. One part was where, like in Hogwarts, like in Harry Potter, they have to use magic to lift up their brooms. And
like to fly.
Yeah. So they're like, okay, do this. Well, Mash literally stomps the ground so hard that the broom lifts up in his hand to make it look like he used magic to lift up the broom.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
So
hey, every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
For real. And like I said, he uses his muscles to do everything. And this man is insane. And of course, he meets people along the way. He meets different characters, like a girl who's kind of obsessed with him. He meets a guy who thinks that he meets a guy who thinks he's the main character of the manga, but doesn't realize that he is.
Yeah.
He's not. So he keeps pretending that he's the main character and Mash is the side character.
That's funny.
And I think that's pretty funny. And and another thing, he meets another powerful kind of Sasuke-like character who's very strong and powerful.
Like a co-protagonist?
Pretty much like a co-protagonist, or you could say like a rival. He's like up there. And I guess in their magic world, you can tell. Another thing is you can tell who's a magic user is because they all have types of lines on their faces. Like a line. Whether it's a line across their head, a line near their eye. That's so you can tell who's a magic user. And Mash had no line. So that it indicated alone that he wasn't a magic user. So of course the police officer gave him a fake line on his eye to make him look like he was a magic user.
just and a Sharpie down the side.
Pretty much, it was like a whole line down his face to make him look like one. And then another thing that's crazy is that it's also the lines tell you how strong you are just base level. And his rival has 2 lines. And I guess right now we know that there's 3 lines max. 2 lines mean like 1 line means you're a magic user, 2 lines means you're pretty OP, 3 lines means you're almost got to you.
You're broken.
And I haven't met any 3-line face people yet. I only met 2.
All right.
What's going on, y'all?
Perfect timing.
My dude.
What's happening?
The show
What's happening, y'all?
welcomes Zeph Titus here, everybody. This is our first honorary guest on the Weeb Weekly. Zeph, what's going on?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I just got through giving out gifts to my aunts and mom and whatnot. You know, Mother's Day and whatnot. So, call me at a good time. Call me.
Yeah. How's your mouth feeling? Wisdom teeth all healed up?
Oh yeah, we're going back to chewing on hard candy and chips, so we good.
Oh, we're lit. We're lit. No more.
What chips though? What chips though? What's the go-to chip?
Doritos. All day.
Cool Ranch or regular?
Every day.
Cool Ranch or regular?
Regular meaning nacho?
Yes, sir.
Nacho, always.
You gotta do Tapatio. Tapatio is the only way to go, really.
Cool Ranch is my go-to.
Hey, this is our guest, okay?
Hey, setting the mood early, bro. So excited to have you here, bro.
Yeah, super
excited to be here, man.
Yeah, super stoked to have you here. Loving the background, my guy. Loving the backdrop.
Appreciate
everything.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we got Is that the Snyder cut right there? The Justice League in the back there?
No. Never. Just got a regular Justice League poster. We got some Decepticons, some old Daredevil artwork, and I think some DC comics. Just some random ones I chose out of the collection just to put up there.
Hell yeah.
Nothing of value.
And I gotta say that merch. Oh, I was gonna say that merch is looking mighty saucy for the C-Force, baby.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Looking good. So, I mean, since we're talking DC, I mean, that's a large reason of why we got you here today. Oh boy, so Warner Brothers, and you've made some videos about it, and we've all talked about it in our circles, and boy, oh boy, Warner Brothers. We've on this show actually multiple times after Mortal Kombat came out. We said, can we stop giving Warner Brothers just things? Can we just stop having Warner Brothers have access to things?
At this point, it's like they take it and it just turns to just the poop.
Yeah.
And
So
I can't trust them no more. They've lost all trust.
And why would you? But so to give some reference to the audience, basically what happened this week is we found out Henry Cavill is Clark Kent no more. We are now by we mean Warner Brothers, I guess, are in the search for a black Superman, whether that be Michael B. Jordan, someone else. But we're not talking Steel. We're not talking canonically black Superman. We're talking Clark Kent. It's not Henry Cavill anymore. It's Clark Kent. And we've all taken our individual stances on it. We all pretty much stand in the same place. This is a classic excuse, a classic example of tokenism, a classic example of trying to overcompensate from past wrongs. And what we're seeing right now at a Warner Brothers is just not great, if we're being honest. And I know you've talked about it already, Zeph, but I'm sure the audience would love to hear your 2 cents on it.
Oh yeah. So basically when it got announced, I knew like immediately, like they were just trying to save face.
Yeah.
Especially with all the blowback from with the things happening with Ray Fisher and all the things going on there, and people, all those really top execs getting exposed. Automatically knew. Now I figured I heard about it a while back. They said a black Superman, so I didn't want to, and they didn't say Clark Kent at the time.
Yeah.
So I figured, oh, okay, so like a Val Zod and Calvin Ellis movie isn't really needed right now. I'd rather y'all focus on growing your cinematic universe. But hey, I mean, cool, whatever, Yeah. But that recent article that came out, what was it? The Hollywood Reporter, I think.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
What else? And it said, now it didn't say Clark Kent, it said Kal-El. And I'm like, that don't, that doesn't look too right to me.
Same vein.
So like off rip, like out of my head, I'm like, yeah, this is definitely, they're making him a tokenized character.
Yeah,
pretty much. They're just trying to save face. So,
and the problem with it there is for people who, I guess, aren't familiar with the conversation evolving around this is yes, there's a conversation of having people that look like you in movies, Black Panther, those kinds of things, the Eternals, like those are good examples of having diversity and telling like minority stories. But the circumstance that we're talking about here is tokenism, is the, I guess the word of the podcast here is making something like it's a grab to save face. It's hey, look what we're doing. Oh my God, we did it. Look at us. We made Clark Kent black. Like when there is like we're saying, there's Steel and there's Kal-Zod, canonically like black Superman out there that could play the role, that actually have like really interesting backstories. Like there's in the Death of Superman, the animated movie, we get a bunch of different alternative Supermans, and Steel is actually one of them. He's essentially an Iron Man character with a massive hammer. He's incredible. Like you want to make a Steel, absolutely go for that. But there's stories you could be telling without copy and pasting,
Exactly. So like I think a lot of people are confusing the difference between tokenism and representation.
Yeah.
Because really the difference behind the two is the intent. It's the intent. So it's like, do you actually, so it's like you look at the Captain America situation, and they over the past like 2 months now, they've introduced 3 new Captain Americas, 3 new legacy characters. It's like Steve Rogers becoming an indigenous man. It's literally a new character, and he's taking the Captain America mantle. Right. So that's not being tokenized. That's a representation. Now you would think, like, is it being written out? You would think like off the top of your head, it's like, oh, well, man, he's being tokenized, all this, all that. And then it's like, no, if it takes like 10 seconds to Google, you'll see that character's actually being written by a lot of indigenous writers and artists and whatnot. So it's like, okay, that right there would be like that's like the clear cut example of what representation would be. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like that's it's where Mulan tripped up. It was the Mulan live action movie got a lot of heat in the Asian community because, hey, we have all Asian actors here. but no Asian directors, no Asian writers, no Asian producers. It was a facade of like, hey, look how good we did. And which is a rare miss for Disney, honestly, because we are talking. I mean, if we're talking Captain America, we're talking, I guess, Captain America and the Winter Soldier did an incredible job embracing a canonically true storyline, giving the shield to Sam, making the adjustment, taking those talks around race, really important talks that were really interesting. And I know Mizo and Jose, you guys also have opinions on this. I mean, like Mizu, what do you think on it?
Honestly, the part I kind of found funny with this conversation, especially after Zephy's video, is that both sides, Black fans and white fans were both upset about this, but upset for the wrong reasons. Like Black fans were upset because like we saw what it was. Like it was how Zephy said, it was to save face. They got called out for doing a lot of things that were racist, and now they're just like, oh, we're gonna make up for it by making a Black Superman.
Yeah,
and it was not in a genuine place. Mm-hmm. And plus, like we've been asking for other Black heroes. Like for me personally, I've been waiting for John Stewart Green Lantern.
I was literally just about to say that. Yeah, like that's like, the easiest.
I've been waiting for that man to be on screen for a hot minute now. Because to me, he's always been green. Like to me, I pick him over Hal Jordan any day.
Yeah.
But because he was my first Green Lantern. Mm-hmm. But then of course there were some white fans who thought that we were upset because like, oh, they just made him Black, and we're as the term people would be using, black washing. Oh, they're black washing characters. They're taking away some people, it's not my words, but some people are saying we're taking away our white characters, our
white characters. Look at the universe, you got plenty.
And it's stuff like that. So we were both fans are upset, but upset for the wrong reasons. That's why if you saw Zephy made a part 2 saying the difference between tokenism and representation, like, hey, just because like a character who is Black takes the mantle of another character doesn't mean that it's tokenism or it's being blackwashing a character. But I thought that part was interesting. But yeah, I honestly, in my own personal opinion, I wasn't really looking forward to a Superman film in a while right now. Especially being a Black Superman, it just doesn't make sense. And right now, overall, we already know that DC film wise needs to get their stuff together. They have some decent films like Aquaman, the first Wonder Woman. The Snyder cut. But overall, we just kind of we just been having issues, and it's really aggravating. And mind you, this is coming from, though I do lean towards Marvel more than I do DC. I still love DC comics and DC heroes, and I just am disappointed that it's not clicking for Warner Brothers to show that, hey, they're trying to be like Disney so bad, Marvel and the MCU so bad, but don't look at the actual steps they took to get there. They're just rushing everything.
Yeah. Zeph, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't deadly curious about why you didn't like the Snyder cut.
Why I didn't like the Snyder cut?
Here's the thing. I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of it personally. So
it's funny. My first review on it, I gave it a 7 out of 10. Okay. And that was just off rip. But then right. So but then I hosted a watch party. I hosted like 2 different watch parties. Yeah. One personally with some friends, and then one with like some of my followers. So I really got to get a chance to really like analyze and whatnot. Yeah. And it's gone down to like a 4. It's gone down to a 4 for me.
That's solid.
Just while I'm glad Zack Snyder got to make his vision, and I'm glad that he finally got to put out the movie he wanted to, and all the actors got their just dues. Yeah. I still don't think it's a faithful representation or adaptation of DC characters. Well, I mean, it's just it's like with Marvel, they're not, because like I'm not looking for comic accuracy. I wanted to feel
have some fun
like
with
a DC movie.
Yeah, of course.
I wanted to feel like a DC movie. Like Marvel isn't comic accurate. Like the MCU isn't comic accurate at all.
Iron Man's a dick.
Right.
Iron Man's a straight up.
Iron Man doesn't get PTSD. He deals with Johnny Walker, baby. That's what happens, bro. So it's kind of
Exactly. So it's like it's just like with the MCU, they're not comic accurate, But at the end of the day, they're still like faithful adaptations of these characters. I can still look at that and say, you know what, it's different. But at the end of the day, it's at its core, it still feels like it still feels like Iron Man. It still feels like Cap, you know?
Yeah.
It still feels like they have an idea of who these characters are and perfectly translated them onto the screen. You know, they're not bar for bar, but still, like it's still that. With the Snyder Cut, it's like I feel like it's fan fiction. It's just like they think who the characters. It's like who they think these characters should be. Yeah, it's like they think who like it's like I don't know. Snyder has this idea of what these characters should be, and that's great. More power to him and whatnot. But it's just I don't think that perfectly represents what the actual DC characters are. Like Superman, like
yeah.
Oh man,
yeah. Well, so that's the thing. Like Superman is a Jesus figure, you know. Like Superman is like there's my favorite Superman comic book of all time is when he takes on the 7 Herculean, the 7 tasks of Hercules, you know. And it's this beautifully animated comic book. He's dying throughout the whole process because he dunked himself in the green stuff, kryptonite. But like he hears someone about to jump off a ledge, you know, like miles away, and he takes time out of his day to fly over there and talk them off the ledge. Like he's the Jesus figure. And I think that's certainly the least faithful adaptation of any of the characters is the fact that Superman is this tortured figure, you know, like because he is supposed to be the perfect human, you know.
Yeah, I just find it weird because Superman's supposed to be like you said, like the perfect representation of ourselves. Like he's like I guess what you say, the physical personification of how we're supposed to, how we can be better as humans, and Superman's supposed to lead us there, which is a good point Snyder did. It's just how he did it. It's kind of like I don't know. It's like Superman questioned like he had his own his own problems with humanity. He had to work out on his own before he became the super. Because apparently I read somewhere that the 3 movies were supposed to be between Justice League and all the way back from Man of Steel was supposed to be him becoming the Superman we all know and love.
Yeah,
you know, the happy-go-lucky.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, exactly.
Do justice the American way, but I don't know, man. It's just Superman was like that from off rip, though. The way that journey came from, right? That whole angsty journey was when he was a teen in Smallville, learning, being among humans and learning his powers, and learning like deep down how good humans can be. And that was when he officially takes that mantle, it's like he can finally become that personification of how humans can be better. So that's my whole problem with
it. So obviously the way Warner Brothers is taking Superman isn't what you would idealize. But like if you were to sit down, you got in a room with Warner Brothers like now, and you were like, listen, like, and also like, hey, Warner Brothers, come on, 1.4 on TikTok. Listen, he knows what the people want. He reads the comments, Warner Brothers.
Exactly.
But so you get in a room with these old grumpy men who think they know comics. Where do you want Superman to go? What story do you want to hear? What do you want out of the DCU?
I think I'd look back. I think Kevin Feige said this too. I'd look back at the Christopher Donner movies, and then because I think Christopher Donner movies just that symbol of hope. It's just all these past, like the only real movie where Superman is that symbol is in those movies. Yeah, or at least the first 2. At least I don't know about the 3.
Is that the one where he flies around the sun? Flies around the earth and reverses time.
It's just time. That's
how time works. Yeah.
Exactly. Time in the 70s, right?
A lot of acid back then. We'll leave that one to them.
Right. It's just people are supposed to look at people should come out of a Superman movie feeling like just like good. Like it should make you feel good.
I'm gonna help an old lady cross the street today.
Exactly. It should. I don't know. It's just I feel like. I think the main theme would be, how humanity could be better. And, of course. Villains like Lex Luthor or
Brainiac.
Like Brainiac, right? Yeah. They constantly try to, show him, like, okay, maybe humanity's still flawed, but, at the end of the day, we can still all be better. So, I just want to see like a hopeful, like like I guess you could say the chipperness of a what's his name, Christopher Donner movie.
Yep.
But the action of a Zack Snyder movie, like is that like if we could just take the best parts
and get rid of the blue tint, like just put color back in the movie would be nice.
Exactly. Superman is a vibrant character. It's not some you don't wash a blue tint over that, man. It's supposed to be bright and vibrant.
Yeah,
that's his whole shtick. So it's like, but yeah, that's how that's what I would say, because I think a lot of the Superman movies over the years have done a lot of good things. I think there's a lot you can take from that. It's just, I don't know.
It could be better for sure. All right, Jose, what do you think?
It's good.
I was gonna think, because like I wanted to hear Zephy's opinion on this, and of you guys. Like maybe they could take the approach to, like, if they don't want to go full happy-go-lucky from the beginning, make it a journey, right? But I would think everybody knows that Darkseid is my boy. Just everything that he stands
big time Darkseid fanboy,
and just like the way that he approaches being a villain, it's just like he's a force of nature more than just like looking for something. He just wants to control all life basically, and just find anti-life. But like, I think, and I wanted to see what you guys thought. Why don't we use Brainiac? Why don't we use Brainiac, who's one of like the bigger villains for Superman, to try to express that duality? Like, these people are fodder. Like, these people are one of millions of planets that are civilized. Like, why do you care about the humans, Superman? It's like, because they represent so much, and because they've taught me how to be like a superhero, because they've taught me what it means to be a human and a Kryptonian. And I think Brainiac, if done well, because I know how Warner Brothers did Lex Luthor, and geez, I don't even want to go there. But like, if you
Jesse Eisenberg plays Brainiac,
I want to see. Yeah, I want to see what you guys think, because like I think Brainiac would be a perfect way to introduce this like duality of like what I think I'm calling like the Omni-Man effect of like being like, you're a god amongst ants. Like, so I don't know what do you guys think?
We'll be here in 500 years, Mark. Zap, you're our guest. You know what they say. Guest first, please.
Mark.
Thank Mark. But no, I completely agree, because Brainiac is that kind of character, because he literally doesn't give a crap about nobody. If you have some sort of something about you that makes you like super unique, he will bottle you up in a second and then study you for years on end without no repercussion and whatnot. And it's just like, I like 100% agree with Jose on that one. I think Brainiac could really show, or I guess start the discussion of how humans are like these fodder creatures. Like, let me collect them. Let me collect them, bottle them up. Let me
put them in a glass case.
Exactly. It's like they're doing more harm than damage to this planet anyway. I'm doing you a favor.
And they're not helping. I mean, my thing is, from the animated movies alone, we have so much content with Brainiac. We have the whole oh my god, where Clark uses heat vision to basically like nullify just like brain dead Brainiac, because Brainiac's in a kid's body. There's so many good, like, if I was in a room with Warner Brothers, I would say sit down and watch your own animated universe. Darkseid, Apocalypse War, that was one of the best movies I've watched in many years. Watching Shazam get pulled in half was incredible. I think the thing is, I think that was what Snyder was going for, was the grittiness of the animated movies. But like, it's just, you were saying, because it was fan fiction, because those are more true and truer to like what we see in the comic book. So like I say, like, you have this treasure trove of content that you already have made. Just put handsome people in suits and just read out the animated. So like, just read
it's really
out
not
the
that
animated
hard.
script.
It's not that hard at all. Yeah,
that's all you have to do. But yeah, okay, cool. We know now. And then I think actually, because we were talking Invincible, I would be damned if I didn't get your thoughts on it. Ended 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago. I don't know. Time doesn't exist.
I think it was a week ago.
A week ago. Yeah. I would be remiss if I didn't hear your thoughts on that finale.
Oh, 10 out of 10.
Good.
It was a slaughter. It was definitely a slaughter. Like that whole the train scene.
We talked about it at length.
Oh my gosh. I just love how it like just shows how just fodder the universe is to people like Superman or like Martian Manhunter. They could just stand in front of a train and go right through it, and just millions of people die, and or like with the slap of their hand, Mark flying through a building, it falling like
holding the girl.
Right. Yeah, it's just like I don't think a lot of superhero movies really took a chance to look at like the actual casualties of a superhero fight. No, we're seeing it in the audience. It's like, oh yeah, they're just punching, kicking, flying everywhere.
Yeah,
it's like that one punch just knocked out like 100, like just killed 100,000 people.
What's funny is DC is actually one of the few movies that actually did something about it. Batman versus Superman. The reason Batman wants to fight Superman is because when he was fighting Zod, he was like, "You killed hundreds of thousands of people."
I did like that. I did like that. How that was his reasoning. I think that was pretty valid.
What do you think, Mizu? I saw you on mute.
I was gonna say that is also very true, but you can also make the argument that in the MCU they did a little bit of that in Civil War. They brought up when
Zemo.
What's his name?
Zemo?
Not Zemo. The general who chased after Hulk. What's his name?
Thunderbolt
Ross. So when Thunderbolt Ross showed them all the pictures and videos of what they did, like, oh yeah, remember that day you guys saved New York from the Chitauri? Well, look at the Hulk. Here's Hulk's green ass dropping debris, hurting people and stuff like that.
Dropping buildings.
This will happen over here, and of course, Sokovia being a whole city in the entire air being dropped back on Earth, killing tons of people. Literally, even Zemo said in Captain America, Falcon and the Winter Soldier that he has no country anymore. Sokovia pretty much doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
And so, go ahead, Zeph.
Oh no, I was just going to add like a little bit. It's kind of crazy how they just mentioned like, Sokovia is just gone. But anyway, on to giving
change
Sam
the map
for real.
Yeah. It's just another Slavia now. It's just Right. Just Yugoslavia picks it up
nonchalantly, like, oh yeah, I used to be a prince and all that stuff, but my country's gone. But anyway,
you deleted it.
I'm not bitter or nothing.
Yeah, no, I'm not upset. But yeah, no, we were all talking about like, Mark flailing through the train and just deleting people on accident. Like it was truly incredible, and we were all very, very excited. And we're just all super excited for season 2 and 3 because it got renewed. I think we've put enough dirt on Warner Brothers' name. I don't think we're ever going to get in a room with those executives after this podcast. But while we're putting dirt on our stock, I think it's about time we start discussing which antagonist throughout comic book, anime, cartoon history you agree with. This is something that we proposed last week because we're in a little bit of a content lull here. We have MHA. We got a Bad Batch. What are you watching right now, Zeph? I'm kind of curious.
Right now, I'm not watching much. I am watching Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm on episode 19. I'm almost done actually.
Yep.
Almost done.
Let's go.
I gotta catch up on My Hero Academia because I missed the last season. So after that, I gotta catch up on that. And that's the plan for right now. So
how do you like it? How do you like JJK?
I love it. You know what? It's funny because it's like it doesn't do a lot of stuff new.
No,
it doesn't. But it does it so well.
Well animated. It's good character development.
Exactly.
Nice magic, power scaling.
Yep.
Like it's perfect. It's perfect.
Exactly. It's just like it's like everything I want in an anime, man. It's just it's weird to explain it. It's just
it has one of the rarest things in anime as well. Well-written female characters. Like you'll catch up. Both Jose hasn't seen it either. The last fight in the show, you will understand where I'm coming from, but it is incredible. Okay, antagonist. I'm gonna go first because I've been thinking about this one for a long time. I've been squatting on this take for a while, and as a Naruto anime content creator, this one is not going to surprise a lot of people. But one antagonist that I agree with, gentlemen, is Madara Uchiha. Okay, we've all seen Naruto, I'm sure. And sure, could you make the argument that Madara Uchiha was trying to enforce a police state? Absolutely, you could. But at the same time, tell me, after watching some of those Infinite Tsukiyomi dreams, Naruto gets to go back. His parents are alive. That seems incredible. 1010's useful. Okay, 1010 gets the validation of everyone. She gets more screen time than anyone else in the history, like it throughout, or anyone like anytime throughout the show. She got more screen time than the swing for once in her life. Listen, Mamoru Uchiha at the base, at the fundament of his argument, just wanted people to be happy. And you could say, listen, a lot of madmen started that way. Nick, yeah, you could say most madmen have started that way. Nick, they just wanted people to be happy. They were looking for a utopia. Of course they were. Of course they were. But listen, now you don't have to go to work tomorrow. Why? Because you're wrapped up in a tree. Okay? All right? 20,000, it's 20,000 people that just died in the war you were just fighting. Guess what? They're back. Neji, back. All right? And listen, I also said on the theory that maybe Infinite Tsukiyomi was never broken because technically, if you consider Boruto not canon to the existence of Naruto, everything that happened would have been Naruto's dream. Sasuke comes back, marries Hinata, has a son, becomes Hokage. Where did I miss? Where did I miss here? Okay, that's what I'm saying. So listen, if you want to put me in a dream state for the rest of my life where I get everything I've ever wanted and I don't have to lift a finger, yeah, I'm going to sign up. That's the thing. Whole war arc. I was sitting there and I was like, I wouldn't be fighting. I wouldn't be fighting. I'm not saying I would be a Madara or Obito's side, but I don't know if I'd be directly opposed to this. But then again, I'd probably be one of the fodder that got a paper bomb taped to his chest in the first 30 seconds of the fight. All right, I've done my 2 cents. Zephy, who are you thinking?
Okay, so really easy. What's his name? Was it the subterranean people from One Punch Man?
Oh,
I guess it's like a multitude of people. Like I think Vaccine Man, Deep Sea King, subterranean people. Because let's be honest, humans suck. And we are. What they say, we have like, I think it's not long. I think almost like a decade and some change before the damage to the planet is permanent.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's only a matter of, like, I don't blame the planet for unleashing this overpowered monstrous beast to take out, wipe out a city. Because honestly, it's just like, I mean, I can't blame. I honestly can't blame.
A city is a representation of everything they hate. Also, another example of that, Hanabi from JJK.
From where?
Hanabi from JJK. The
Hanabi.
Shoot!
Yeah,
I'm with the arm wrapped up.
Yeah, you got it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just. Go ahead.
No, keep going. Go off.
Okay. So I just so it's just I feel like it's only a matter of time. I mean, I don't know. I have this weird theory that I don't know because it's like similar to like Godzilla and King Kong.
Mm-hmm.
You know how those monsters came back up and they just started like balancing forces and all this like life started to come back everywhere. So it's just like, I don't know if we're gonna get Vaccine Man or Godzilla, bro, but like, it's like what Thanos says, everything balances itself out eventually. So
perfectly balanced. As all things should be.
I mean, I'd rather get like Vaccine Man or Godzilla than just have the whole world flood. So I mean, I'd rather prefer that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'd much rather like get a minute to like maybe fight against it. Like
exactly.
Ultimately, I'm getting wrecked, but like the whole way down is gonna be fun. So
that's what I'm saying.
So what you're predicting that we're gonna? So this is it. Official, the Weeb Weekly. Official prediction, guys. The world will end by mole men that come out of the earth. Zeph predicted it. That's listen.
Right here,
of course, here
Zephy,
I am.
2021.
Here I am being like, listen, a dream state where I don't have to do anything, and you're like, the earth is dying, and I'm like, right. Clearly my moral compass is in the wrong direction. Mizu, what are you thinking? Who are you backing?
Well, since you guys did 2 anime villains, I'm going to go out the loop and pick a non-anime villain. And the person that I agree with is Victor Von Doom, also known as Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom.
Spicy choice.
Doom,
Spicy choice, he said.
That's to say it's a spicy choice.
Yes. The reason I picked him is for this issue alone. So for those who don't know, I am a huge fan of Black Panther. I've been a fan of him since I was a child.
Yep.
And the part I like about Dr. Doom is that technically you can't say that Dr. Doom is a villain because his whole thing is that he wants to protect the world. Like Madara, he wants to protect the world. Mm-hmm. And he wants to do that by controlling it. And he thinks that if he is in charge, the world will prosper, the world will be better. And the part that makes this his belief damning is that he met the Panther God, and the Panther God is the main deity of Wakanda.
Yeah.
And the people don't know that the Panther God Bast also judges souls. In there, Doom meets the Panther God, and he tells the Panther God his whole spiel, like, hey, this is what I want to do. I invented time travel, and I went to many different versions of time.
Yeah.
And all those versions of Earth are destroyed except for one. And that one, I am the ruler of Earth. And he told him, look through your godly vision and tell me that I'm wrong. And the Panther God the Panther God looked through it and realized that Victor was right. He was right. Like, oh my God, he is right.
He's the only
Earth
hope.
does prosper when he is in charge. You see him, and plus in his version, like, and you can hear his version, it's pretty freaking cool. Like he advanced Earth technologically to a crazy point that not only does Earth rules all the solar system, our whole entire solar system is controlled by Earth. He turned the Guardians of the Galaxy into a galactic police force of their own. Like, Victor was making money moves that it was just amazing.
Okay, so what you're saying, your argument here is largely based off infrastructure.
Yes, so let's say
galactic infrastructure.
So you guys want to, so like I said, Modern wants to make a better world, and he thinks that doing that is by putting everybody into a matrix like dream state.
Yeah.
Zephy is talking about how Earth is fucked up and needs to be destroyed in order to balance things out. Well, Doom believes in a better Earth, and he just thinks that if you just follow me, things will just be a lot better. Plus, speaking of the Panther God, after he said that, Dr. Doom got the Panther God's blessing, and Black Panther couldn't touch him. Black Panther couldn't be mad. He's like, he was frustrated, but he had to listen to Doom because the Panther God blessed himself.
He got diplomatic immunity from a Panther God? I missed that. I missed that comic book. That's awesome. All right, Jose, who are you backing? Who's your horse in this race?
Oh, baby, I'm about to ruffle up some big old feathers now.
Oh boy.
I have two, right? I have two right now. I have one non-anime that we all have our opinions on. It's
Sub-Zero.
MCU Thanos, I agree with. I agree with MCU's Thanos. I do not agree with the genocide. I do not agree with the genocide. I do.
Both of you.
Yeah, I thought that he could have used the stones to either expand the universe or give more resources to the universe and like better divide the resources available. But obviously, like we know, Thanos is obsessed with Lady Death, even though Deadpool's gonna step right through that.
Yep.
So Thanos is that. But my controversial pick is the magic marker himself, Frieza, baby.
Oh,
I agree with Frieza.
You agree with Frieza?
Think about it this way. Think about it this way. Because of Super, we know that if there's anything out of balance, the angels will go, okay, Beerus, go. Like they can't get involved, and Beerus would go destroy Frieza. And if he hadn't met Goku, he wouldn't have gone Golden Frieza. So he wouldn't have been powerful enough to actually stand up to Beerus, who he also had fear for because of King Cold telling him, you don't stand up to two creatures in the entire universe, Beerus or Majin Buu, right? And if you think about it, the only reason that we like the Saiyans is because of plot armor, because Goku hit his damn head and became a hero.
It's not inaccurate.
And the only Saiyans that are good are the ones that Goku raised in quotations, threw them into the fire. Darwinism, That's what I'm saying. Like Frieza, while I don't agree with like destruction of the entire like race, I'm like, bro, the Saiyans were essentially the Empire from Star Wars, bro. Like I mean, bloop. Snappy, you know. So I wanted to hear your opinions because I know that's very, very controversial. But Frieza was correct. You heard it here first.
Zeph, get him. Look at the face. He's so ready.
No, wait a minute.
Yeah.
There might be some points there.
Okay.
You know, but like I said, the methods of going like he turned like
for sure.
Like turning like I would say like if you compared like what Saiyans to the Empire,
the Empire, yeah, true.
To the Empire, right? So it's like, I guess Frieza would be the New Order then. I guess Frieza would be like the
big facts.
I guess Frieza would be like the New Order then, and then only if the New Order made the previous Empire slaves. I
know it's crazy.
So I get what you're coming from. It's just I can't like fully subscribe to it, but I definitely understand.
You know what? No, you know what? I'm going to agree with Jose on this.
We gotta convert it.
After giving it some thought, at first I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie, I was flabbergasted. But after giving it some thought, some wheels started ticking off in my head. I'm like, hold on, because if you remember, Frieza said, and before that too, even King Vegeta said that without a leader, the Saiyans kind of have no direction, and they just kill off whole species of people left and right.
They're parasites.
And I was just like, yeah, that is crazy. And of course, granted, Frieza didn't make it no better by making them virtually slaves to do things across the universe. But at least you can say he gave them direction. He basically took their anger, their power,
and
General Zod, baby.
And directed it
General
somewhere.
Zod.
I can't get on this train. I can't get on this train.
And you made a good point with Jose. He made a good point. Like, Goku only became a good guy because he hit his head so hard that I guess his Saiyan nature just disappeared. And plus, all the good Saiyans that we know are children that he raised, minus Vegeta. But mind you, it took Vegeta a hot minute to get to be a good guy. Like, it took him
even Trunks
minute to be, and even right now, he still shows his Saiyan nature of being like aggressive and kind of granted he's become father dad number one,
big facts,
but the Saiyan nature's still there. So and I'm still not 100% on board, but I get what he means.
I don't know if I can come out pro-extermination here. Listen, after seeing what the Viltrumites are doing to universes, I could understand that living in a universe with a parasitic, incredibly powerful being race would be terrifying. But I don't know if I could. But Bardock. I mean, come on. We watched Bardock try his hardest to stop a Frieza beam, and a whole race just got deleted. Listen, I don't hate the take. I don't hate the take at all. I understand how there could be converters on this, but I can't back you. I can't follow you into this one, Jose.
I bet. I totally get it. I knew it was going to be controversial because when I was thinking about it, I was like, the only reason that I would have made the take is because of watching Super, because we know the context of how the universes work, right? Because the angels and the destroyers, they're like Thanos, right? They they're trying to keep balance in the universe, right? But they're a little bit more what do you say, like less selfish about it. Like they're like, okay, if something is happening that we need to solve like right now, okay, let's fix it with a snap of our fingers. And that's why I was thinking, like, in every way that I think about it, Frieza will not become like unstoppable because he needs Goku to do that. He needs to be defeated for the first time in order to do that. So if there is no Goku, Frieza will eventually just like get stopped by Beerus because he's afraid of Beerus. So like, and like, I don't know, it makes sense. The other one that I was thinking of was Mr. Freeze, maybe. Maybe Mr. Freeze from DC.
Same vein of Zeph, stop global warming.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze. Oh, and Poison Ivy to that effect as well. But yeah, like I just knew it. I was like, dude, could you imagine if like Frieza would have like gotten bored of like destroying planets and be like, okay, like I guess I'm gonna try to destroy Beerus, and Beerus wakes up from a little nap. It's like, okay, Hakai, bye.
yeah. So Frieza unionized is what you're saying. Gotcha. All right, cool. We've all come and shown our inner workings. I don't want to work. Zeph wants the planet to survive. Yeah, go ahead, Zeph.
I got one more admission. Gore the God Butcher.
Gore the God Butcher?
Gore the God Butcher.
I agree with
essentially,
that.
Okay. So, all right, I'm going to need the receipts on this one.
So essentially, Gore's whole thing is gods suck. Because when his character started out, like he was praying to them. Yeah, pretty much. He's Kratos, pretty much. So like when he started out, he was praying to gods. His planet was like barren, like people were dying off and whatnot. and like he's like, where are these gods? Like what the hell's going on? Mm-hmm. And then Null and some dude that had the uni power at the time were fighting, and then this one guy asks him for help. It's like, you're asking me for help after I've been praying to you like for how long now?
Yeah,
like my wife died, my child died, my people are almost gone. Mm-hmm. You're asking me for help?
Yeah.
So essentially, I kind of agree, because if you think about it, in Marvel, the only two active gods you see like actively helping their people are Thor and Hercules.
Oh, yeah.
Like Thor, I would say Thor and Hercules. Oh, I'd say Odin only really gets.
I was gonna say Odin maybe, but like nah.
Or Zeus.
Or Zeus maybe, but
I'd say I would say Odin only really gets involved if it was like clearly his fault.
Yeah.
Or if it's like a mess he's just trying to clean up, not necessarily for the good of the people, more like for like self-preservation.
Yeah. I mean, that's what was kind of cool about the Snyder Cut, is we got to see the old gods. We saw Hercules, we saw Ares. Obviously we're talking Marvel, not DC, but yeah, I mean, we got to see some of the gods in there. But yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from. Also, like, I mean, I guess if we're talking people like Kratos is a good one as well, but he's not a bad guy. He's the protagonist. Bad guy for the gods, though. If you're one of the gods, he is as bad as it gets. All right. So we've all this is in our safe place. We've all dumped all of our contents on. Now we got winners and losers. And boys, I hope you don't mind if I go first, because my winner this week is bromances, brotherhood. All right. Tokyo Revengers has created, and this is an anime I've been keeping up with. It's probably like the #1 seasonal anime right now. Has created the best bromance outside of like Killua and Gon in a while. Straight up adorable. Mikey and Kraken, for those of you who are watching it, is the cutest bromance I've ever seen. If you're not watching it and you love bromances, like I almost said Sasuke and Naruto. That's not a fucking bromance. That is a toxic relationship. Killua and Gon, Vegeta and Goku is not a bromance either. If you like Killua and Gon, I guess Zoro and
Trunks and Goten.
Go Tanks. Anyone who's ever done a fusion. Piccolo and himself. No. So if you love bromances, then this is the show for you. And then my loser of the week is Vivi of the Fluorite Eyes. Took a real step back this week. Vivi lost her memory. There was like a kind of a recap video episode. It was weird. It was really weird. I'm not going to drop it. I'm going to keep going, but it's a real punch in the gut when an anime that you're rooting for, a show you're rooting for, just has that one episode where you're like, what were we doing? What were we doing here? But yeah, Zeph, do you have winners and losers for us?
Okay. Winners, I definitely have to say there's this new X-Men event coming up in the comics called the Hellfire Gala.
Okay.
And some of the cleanest X-Men designs I've ever seen. What's the artist's name? I think it was Russell Dodderman.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Dodderman, dude, he absolutely killed it, especially Storm's design. Oh my god, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. Like they look
so better than Halle Berry is what you're telling me.
Oh, way better. I'm just saying they look as I've never seen the X-Men look this clean before. It's just I really like.
Is this like Mohawk? Is it like Mohawk Storm? Is it
no, it's like she got, I don't know, she has like the long, obviously the long white hair, it's like this golden crown, like this white Power Ranger like thing. Oh man, it looks, you got to look up the designs. They look absolutely phenomenal. Like that's definitely my win of the week. They released I think the last few designs out this week, and they look.
Oh my god, Mystique looks sick. She's got like the feathers and all that.
Yep.
Mystique looks incredible. I understand what you're talking about. Storm looks dope. Storm does look dope. She got the white flowing hair.
Doesn't she?
Big gold, like what is the Paulders? I had to go back to I had to go back to World of Warcraft there for a second. Dude, that looks sick. All right, and your loser?
I'm just going to dunk on WB further since we've been doing it all podcast.
I almost took it too. I wanted to leave that for someone else. I almost said Warner Brothers.
I'm going to dunk on WB further because literally, right before, it was like an hour before I hopped on. I saw this. I was just scrolling on Twitter, and it said the whole thing between Josh Whedon and Gal Gadot telling her that I'm gonna ruin your career on the Justice League set and whatnot, and them not addressing that at all. I mean, look, further else, I don't. This company is just I don't know.
She's keeping the DCU afloat. Was Wonder Woman 84 hot garbage? Yes, but like, she and Aquaman are the only two things keeping your entire universe together. Joss, get it together. All right.
It's so funny. You wouldn't expect the Aquaman film to be the one that is keeping us afloat. Like,
the most white toast character in the DCU.
Exactly. That's like the last thing you would think, like Batman at least.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen,
Aquaman,
Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson's Batman movie's coming out. We got another trailer for it recently. It looks pretty cool. He looks good. Is all I'm gonna say. I liked Ben Affleck as an older Batman, but I can't say I'm not excited. I'm a big Batman stan though, so I'll watch it, and other people will hate it, and I'll still love it. Okay, Mizu, you got winners and losers.
Yes. So my winner will honestly have to be Team Class 1A for the recent episode, because I know for a fact they're gonna win. Because think about it, they got Shoto on their team, and they got Ida. And people sleep on Ida, but they got two people who would kill it. And I'm not gonna lie,
top 5 heroes.
I would be surprised if they lost that battle.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, part of me is just looking forward to the tail boy getting beat up, because
Ojiro
just needs to get a little rude awakening for some reason. And mind you, he's done nothing wrong. I just want to see this dude with this useless quirk.
A body part is not a quirk. I'm sorry, that's a mutation.
And like, I just want to see this useless quirk show how useless useless it is.
Because Ayama did the same thing. His naval laser didn't help at all. Like, they're showing useless quirks are getting exposed.
Yes. My loser, which I can't go into too much detail, my loser has to be Kafka from Kaiju number 8, because something big has happened from Jose. If you're watching, something big has happened to Kafka. That's
Jose.
Just like, I don't know how they're going to react to it, but I hope he's okay.
We hope he's okay. All right, Jose. Jose just stopped deafening. Okay, he missed it. We're good.
Yeah, you're good. All
right, Jose. We're slowly losing Jose into the back.
I got a couple. The biggest and foremost one is like us fans and Disney at the same time. Disney's just absolutely killing it. Yep. I saw that they're starting to cast the Percy Jackson series, so I'm super excited about that. I'm a huge Percy Jackson fan, so that's one. The Bad Batch was a massive success. They did everything they needed to do. Yep. Bad Batch started like the animated Disney universe, I guess, Star Wars, and it did amazing. I also think, damn man, like we're gonna have so much content for like in the coming months. Like we got
we are
like Loki, Black Widow. We got the new reveals for the movies. We got Fantastic Four, like confirmed, or at least that. And I wanted to talk about like the Spider-Man stuff, because I know that like some people were really confused by the way Andrew Garfield was addressing the question of like, I didn't get a call, and then he's like, yeah, I never take off the possibility of playing Spider-Man again. And I'm bro,
what was the Spider-Man stuff?
So y'all didn't see it? Oh,
no,
bro, Andrew Garfield was in an interview, and they said we're doing, like, they basically told it like, be honest, exclusive right now. Are you going to be in Spider-Man Far From Home? Because like all of your villains are there.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire's villains are there. Are there? Like, what's happening? And he said, I never got a call. He said I never got the call. But then in another interview, he said, I never put off the possibility of playing Spider-Man again. And I'm like, homie, Otto, like,
he's saying the DMs are open.
Otto Octavius is like confirmed. Like, Tobey Maguire is in it. Like, I don't know. I don't know how you can deny it any longer, my friend. So that's it. The last winner of the week is the Weeb Weekly for having an amazing guest.
Yeah,
we wanted a guest, and what an amazing guest we got, Zephy. We're all big fans of you. We're all big fans of like each other too. So like, this is a win for Weebs everywhere.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
My biggest losers of the week. My biggest losers of the week. One, people who want representation in their comics, right? Warner Brothers did Superman, of all people, super dirty. And since they started with the Man of Steel, I gain less and less hope of getting one of my favorite characters, which is Static Shock, getting like a good adaptation, and that absolutely sucks on my book. And the last loser of the week, damn, Crosshairs, bro. Crosshair lost his whole squad, bro. That's like not even.
No, yeah.
I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. He got a hit marker because he did get a promotion, but he lost his entire like squad. So I would say
I don't think you liked him that much to begin with. If we're being honest, I don't think. Hey, listen, I would love to see the electrified trash can make it to the big screen. That would be incredible. Don't they have a Static Shock TV show?
Yeah, it's amazing.
No, not like the animated one, like a live action Static Shock TV show. Or am I thinking?
I'm thinking Black Lightning.
I'm thinking Black Lightning. That's what it is. Swing and a miss on my end, but yeah, no, you're right. That would be incredible to see Static Shock. That's the thing. Warner Brothers. There's many good characters in the DCU of color. Use them. Just use them. Write their stories. Marvel is doing such a good job with it. Black Panther was important. Eternals is coming out. We're getting the representation we need. We're not having Scarlett Johansson play Ghost in a Shell. We're doing it correctly. Okay. So thank you. What?
Yeah. What I was gonna say is like, since we're having a petition to not give Warner Brothers the rights to anything else, stay away from Black Sands Entertainment, please. Just give it to Disney.
Yeah.
Take your long way home, Warner Brothers, please.
Yeah. Let's just actually, Warner Brothers, if you're listening, Black Sands doesn't exist. It doesn't have an app. Please don't download it. Okay. Don't look into it. But yeah. All right, guys. I think that is, unless we got any closing points, anything we want to say before we run? I want to go ahead and say thank you again for Zeph popping in. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me, man. I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Seriously, this was fun. This was really fun.
It was a lot of fun. We got to do it again sometime. And Zeph, you want to plug your socials? People, you got to know Zeph, guys. Come on.
Follow me at Zephy__ on TikTok. I got Zephy on YouTube. It's my gaming channel. And then the Zephy Who Laughs is my comic book channel. It's where I go into depth and I can talk about more stuff longer than a 3 or 1 minute video.
Yep.
And then just Zeph Titus on Twitch, and that's about it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. And I'm Nixie Comedy on TikTok, NC Hammer 23 on YouTube and Twitch. Mizu.
I'm Mizu Shogun on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube as well.
And lastly, Jose, who's slowly disappearing into the background.
Yeah, I was in a family function, so it didn't. The sun did not like me that much. But yeah, Tropical Joe, wherever you can find me, I'm Tropical Joe, the Tropical Joe. However you want to write it, I will be there for your viewing pleasure.
Awesome, guys. Thank you for checking in for another week of Weeb Weekly. Please make sure you give us a 5-star review, 4 if you really hate it, because let's be real, who's doing it better than us? #1 leisure podcast in the Trinidad and Tobago. That's right. I got an email about it. So Trinidad and Tobago, who's ever listening out there, thank you very much. We will check in with you guys next week. Until then, bye.